Hello beautiful humans, welcome to my channel. My name is Tessa Stewart and today I will be doing a makeup tutorial for you guys. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve this everyday wearable, work-friendly makeup look using only 2 eyeshadows. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then just keep on watching. But before we move any further, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're alerted with any future uploads from me. And without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so we're going to start off with foundation, and today I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the color NC50. So we're just going to start by applying that on the face. Take a brush, and I start around the mouth just to even that, get my skin nice and even. You want to go around, brows. Alright, so we have our first layer applied. Now, it's up to you if you choose to do a second layer. I really am not that big on full coverage with foundation. If there are any blemishes on my face that bother me enough, then I'll spot conceal them, but that's very rare. Like on a regular everyday basis, I just don't have the time. So I don't too much, it doesn't bother me that much. So, but you do whatever works for you and your comfort level. So if you have some blemishes that you want to take care of, this would be the time that you do that. Now, I don't necessarily have any blemishes that I want to get rid of, but I do want to get rid of this. You see these dark circles? Like, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Amande to conceal under my eyes. So I'm just going to use this to conceal the bags, honey. Well, the bags are going to be there, but the darkness we can kind of try to cover. So on my forehead, I had a recent breakout, so I have some scars. If you want, you can do those. I'll do them for the sake of this video, but on a regular basis, I more than likely wouldn't. But what I would do is around my mouth. I always go around here because I'm darker around my mouth. So then you're gonna go in, and I take a wet beauty sponge, and this sponge is from Sigma. I've already used it to blend out the concealer from around my brows. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pat this in first. And you just lightly tap it in till that blemish kind of disappears. Now for spot concealing, you want to use a concealer that's the color of your skin. But for what we're going to do next, you're going to need a concealer that's slightly lighter, okay? So let's just go ahead and blend that in. Dark circles be gone. Look at that. Don't I look so much more awake? It's so crazy. Dark circles, man. Now I'm going to take a concealer and I'm going to use that to brighten up under my eye. And I'm going to take the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Sucre d'Orge. And I'm just going to apply that strategically under my eye. Then for your eye, just right at the edge, because you want to use that to kind of lift this area. Just a small amount. You might want to use a little bit more concealer, but I find that the less the better. You want to use just enough concealer to cover what you need to cover, because if you start piling on the concealer under your eyes, it looks very cakey very fast, and it's very obvious that you have on concealer, and that's not what we want to do, right? We don't want to be too obvious. So you're going to take a little bit right here above the lip, and just a small line on the chin. And so now I'm going to take that same beauty sponge and I'm going to blend in all of this concealer. So you just want to tap it lightly. And then now for under the eye, right? So what I like to do is start at the bottom of where I place that concealer. So where the concealer is on the lower part of your face, you're going to take your sponge, you're going to start applying pressure here, and you're going to work your way up. So you're going to blend up, and then this helps to keep the concealer concentrated under the eye instead of like so far out on the cheek, because some people bring their concealer like really far out. I personally am not a fan of that, so this is what I do to achieve the look that I like. And then for this concealer on the side, you just want to bring it up, like, because you're trying to create a more lifted effect, right? A lifted face. All right, so what I'm gonna do is take my sponge again. I'm gonna go in and blend out all the creases. And I'm gonna take my Studio Fix powder in the color NC43 and lightly set under my eye, just very lightly. So just take that powder, look up, and lightly tap. Okay? Lightly tap. Don't use a lot. Get in the creases here. There we go. Now we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna take that same powder and place it right between my eyebrows and my forehead, just where we put that lighter concealer, down the bridge of my nose, right above my lip, just in the middle above my lip, okay? And then on my chin. I'm going to take the matte, where is it at? Matte setting powder in the color medium. I'll just very lightly dust it on your face, all around. So now we're gonna bring some dimension back to our face. We're looking a little flat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this True Complexion Contour Palette in the shade Medium to Dark by Black Radiance. So what you wanna do is, after you get your product on your brush, very, 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 very lightly, like tap off the excess if you can, and very lightly, you want to start to blend that into your skin. So what I do is I take and I start at the top of where my ear meets my face, and then I just in circular motions work my way down, right? And then I keep that circular, I'm trying to keep this line here, slowly build it up, okay? And then if you go overboard, you can always go back in with whatever brush you put your foundation with and just tap that on there to kind of like soften it up if you go overboard. Now you can sculpt your forehead. If you have a larger forehead, this is where you can go ham. If you have a smaller forehead, you can skip this. All right, so now we're going to start working on our eyes. We're just gonna do a very basic look, something that you can wear on an everyday basis. You can wear to work, it's work friendly. This is like one of my go-to looks. First, I'm gonna start off by priming my lids. I will be using my MAC Prolongwear concealer in the shade NC42. On a regular basis, I just go with a bright concealer that will give me good color payoff with the eyeshadow. So I chose NC42 because it's clearly way too light for my flesh, clearly. But with the shades of brown that I'm using, they will show up a lot better using this. Because if I just did it with a color that was similar to my skin tone, the shade of eyeshadow would just blend right in because it's very similar to my skin. So now I'll take a concealer brush and I'll just blend that out. So I'm going to be using the JUVIA'S Warrior palette. This palette is like one of my favorite palettes. Like, this got so much use. Like, look at this thing. Oh my goodness, I gotta get a new one. So I'm gonna take the color Canon on a blending brush, and then I'm just going to apply that in circular motions in the upper crease area, starting from the outer edge and then just bringing it in. I love this color. This is like one of my favorite transition colors. I use this as a transition shade like all the time and on like many different people too. It's so versatile. Okay, so because you already have your foundation done, you don't want to bring the eyeshadow out too far. So when you get to this corner, you just want to flick it up towards the edge of the end of your brow. Okay, so give you a more lifted feel. And then now we're going to start on the other side, building up that intensity just like we just did on this side here. Okay, so once you have both of those colors applied to your liking, then I'm gonna go in, you wanna go in with this tan shade right here. So just dipping that color, and then we're just gonna lightly tap that on. Follow the natural contour of the eye. You're not necessarily doing a cut crease, you're just following your natural eye shape. All right, so we're doing the same thing on the other lid. All right, so after you have that cream color packed onto your lid, then you're gonna go in with that color Canon again, and you're gonna pack it onto the outer edge of your eye, okay? You're just gonna blend it over. We're just using 2 colors today, something very simple, very quick. And then right where these 2 colors meet, you just, if you take your brush and wiggle it back and forth, that will blend the 2 colors together. And you do this until you achieve the desired blend that you want. Same thing, now we're gonna do the other side. Pack on that color on the outer edge, the outer V of the eye. Blend it into the cream color. Okay, and you wanna make sure that your 2 eyes are even. Now, you could sit here and go on forever and ever blending until kingdom come, but if you are doing this on just for your regular daily routine, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? You just have to be happy with it, okay? And if you're going to work, you don't want to sit here and waste time fooling around with this, okay? It'll be good enough. Then, so after we've finished with the top, now I'm gonna take that same brown color, Canon, and I'm gonna apply that again on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a smaller, more compact brush and apply the color along the lash line. You see how I gave our eye just a little bit more depth? We're gonna do that on this other side. You can stop here with just these 2 colors, or you can add, there's a darker color in the palette right here, or you can add this color to sort of like deepen the crease. I'm gonna add just a little bit around the bottom just to smoke out that liner, just a tiny bit. This is optional, you don't have to do this, okay? You just see how it gives a little bit more dimension. So right now, what I'm gonna do is apply my blush and highlighter. So first I'm gonna apply the highlight, and I'm gonna be using the Enlight by DANESSA MYRICKS. I'm gonna be using the color Heat. You only need a little bit, guys. Seriously, unless you like being a glow baby, which, you know, I don't mind if it's appropriate, but for work, probably not. So then you're gonna take and right the high, where the light would naturally hit your cheekbone, you're just gonna apply a little bit, very lightly, right? Even that looks like a little too much, but I'm gonna show you how we tone it down. So maybe a little bit on that side, a little bit on this side. So now I'm gonna take that the same brush that I applied my contour and / bronzer with. I'm going to tap around the edges, just over the edges, okay? I'm gonna take our blush, we're gonna take that in, I'm gonna be using the NYX Sweet Cheeks in Bang Bang, very lightly. And you're gonna go upward, because you wanna keep the dimensions of your face. You don't wanna change the shape of your face by misplacing where you put the blush. Okay, now we have our blush. And then what I like to do, just to blend everything, is take my foundation brush and just tap over everything. So now I'm going to take my setting spray so that you can see how it melts just the powder into the foundation and the foundation into my skin. So I'm going to spray my face with my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. So Hourglass Veil. I love this stuff. Moving right along to my mascara. Next, we're gonna go in with the last thing, and that's gonna be our lips. I have a combination that I love to use from Morphe. So we're just gonna start off by lining our lips, and I'm using the Morphe lip pencil in the color Trendsetter. So now we have our liner on, and what I like to do is take a little brush, and I take a brush and smudge the liner. And this liner is very creamy, so it moves very easily. And then next I'm gonna go in with my Morphe lipstick in the color Boo. Now we're gonna take and apply Gloss by Morphe in the color Chill. Okay, just like that. And alright guys, this is the finished look. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you're alerted with any future uploads from me, and I'll see you in the next one.